Hey guys, welcome to the channel. My name's Harry, Haslar12. Just a quick intro to the channel. Going to focus mainly on FIFA videos for now, some tips and tricks videos trying to help you guys get better and improve at the game. Try and get you those better rewards, especially in time for Team of the Year. So that's mainly going to be the focus. I do play other games, you know, your usuals, your cards, your Fortnites and whatnot, Assassin's Creed. But the channel's mainly going to focus on FIFA for now, and like I said, tips and tricks videos, which is what we're actually going to dive into today. So here's my team. Taking a quick look at it, go search for a game now. Everyone's got amazing teams at the moment, so I expect to come up against some kind of madness here. You know, the tips and that we're going to focus on today, that's actually not what I was expecting. With Kyle Walker at centre back and Rodrigo and Sissoko, brilliant. But the kind of things we're going to focus on today are going to include just a little bit of everything. I'm going to play the game and just talk to you guys as and when is appropriate about the kind of things I'm doing and the kind of things that are going to make an impact on your game. Okay, so this is the first time I've had the ball in this game, and what I want to do is just try and hold it and kind of gauge what kind of player I'm playing against. It looks like to me he's quite happy to put a bit of pressure on the ball, but nothing too major. Well, saying that, he has just put team press on there, I think, and that's okay. Just take our time, relax on the ball and find the space. So yeah, when you're first playing, when you first get the ball in a game, it's important to try and relax on it and take your time, let him come at you like that. It's a good idea. And then before you know it, we're through with Son and it's 1-0. Just take your time. A lot of the time when you're on the ball and you're passing it around, it can frustrate your opponent. I'm not saying pass it around the back, because that's not a good idea and that often backfires. But sometimes when you're trying to keep hold of the ball, your opponent can get a bit frustrated and do silly things like that where they over pressure and you can find loads of spaces in between. So what we want to do here is when we're defending, we don't want to bring anyone too far out of position. He's won the ball back there nice and easily. I think it's really important, and this is a really good tip. I think people need to become more comfortable with their opponent having the ball, not in a sense of just letting them have it and see what they can do. I mean, when you get attacked, sometimes you're best off standing off and making sure there's no spaces in behind for runners, so that and then making sure that when you win the ball back, or when you go to win the ball back, that it's at the most optimum time. As we go through here, go for the dink, lovely stuff. It's all a bit straightforward. He's not really pressuring me. A really good skill move is that like the fake shot that you do, and when you can take the momentum with you. So now he's gone the counter, defending a counter attack. You've got to take your time with it. You've got to make sure you bring your players back into position. You don't bring anyone else further out of position. That's fine. And this is what I mean by saying letting your getting yourself being comfortable with your opponent being on the ball. I didn't mind him playing a few passes there because they were sideways, and I knew that was giving my team a chance to get back into position. Bring the keeper out, see if he can catch it and put an end to the pressure. Go on, Luis. I wish he'd catch it, but it's okay. Get on the counter attack then. De Bruyne, it's a lovely touch. Not the quickest in the world, but can still bring the ball forward. Now look, this is what I mean by waiting for the right time for the pass. Rafinha's wide open, and he should have buried that. I don't know how he hasn't. Now the way I try and play is I try and play thinking, what would I do if I was defenders? So what would I do right now if I was controlling the defenders? I try and do the opposite, because I feel like that's the most common. If we can get the shot off here, it's a good save, and that's the way you got to try and think. What would you do? And if you fancy to yourself, oh, I would do this, do the opposite. So right now this guy's going to try and is he going to get there first? He's going to counter. What would I do here? Just chill. Okay, great. So we get through to half time. Score's still 2-0 to us. It's been pretty comfortable. Got to make sure that we are on top of our game still. We don't let him back into it. It looks like he's had far more shots, but if you look at where his shots are from, you know, there's one in a half decent area. The other ones are all from really tight angles where the ball's never going to go in. So I'm happy for him to start shooting from there. If you look at where our shots have been from, you know, we've had two just outside the 6-yard box, one inside the 6-yard box itself, and only one outside of the box. So, you know, I'm happy for him to have his shots from tight angles. Got to reduce the chance of him actually getting the goal. So yeah, from kickoff, we're just going to keep the ball again. It's important to pass, important to keep your opponent moving, guessing where the ball's going to go. At the end of the day, your kickoff is a free attack, so you don't want to waste it. You want to keep the ball, make sure that when you go forward it's at the right time. You know, I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not saying pass it around the back, I'm saying keep hold of it, don't rush it. People just want to score goals, and that's great. That's all we really want to do, really, isn't it? We want to score goals, play good football, and have a bit of fun and win games. That's not practical when you try and do stuff like that, when you try and force it. That was a wrong idea from me, and what's going to happen now is I'm going to have to defend a counter-attack, which is set up quite well for. We're going to track the run with Traore first, and then come back with the midfield. That's it. You've got to prioritise. You've got to think to yourself, what is the most danger currently to me? You know, what's most likely to result in me conceding a goal? As of that attack, if we would have got that ball through to Traore, it would have been a bit of a nightmare for us. He's coming into our box. Just stand up. We don't need to press any buttons. You don't need to tackle him. He'll do the work for us. He'll do the work for us. Danny Ings hold at play. L1 and X. Can De Bruyne find? He can get with Kyle Walker, but he has nipped in. Now finishing, ball roll, finesse. Simple as that. And it may look like, you know, he's having all the attacks and he's playing better or whatever, but it's not the case. He's having the attacks, but we're being more effective and clinical when we get the ball. I'm happy for him to run around my box with Traore or whatever down the side and trying to find half a yard, because I know that I'm going to be able to see that out. He's getting into angles and positions where it's not a good place to score from, not a good place to shoot from. It's Rafinha now. De Bruyne. We're going to take our time. I'm going to go for that dink again, actually. No, it was a poor idea. I thought it was a bit further off his line than that. But again, he's rushing and he's giving the ball straight back to us. Danny Ings, De Bruyne. Got a bit fortunate there, actually. Couple of Berber spins. So he's coming forward again. A lot of his play has been wing play, so we know that he's going to go down the line, and we just block it off. Tellez can just see that pass off, and then before you know it, Semedo's out of position, so we look to exploit that. We look to exploit that with Son. He can't keep up with him because he's out of breath, out of stamina. De Bruyne, Rafinha, Danny Ings. Composure's key. It's so easy to as soon as you get in the box, the first pass you make, to try and get your shot off, but it's not the best thing to do all the time. When you pass it round and you find that person in space, and you know that when you shoot you're going to score, that's a much better way to make sure that you're going to score goals. It's not always a great idea to just shoot straight away. We come forward again. Wijnaldum, again, we're looking for the pass. Danny Ings, De Bruyne, can we turn out? We can't. He didn't do the ball roll for some reason. But again, we're just looking for passes, finding the space. It didn't really work out that time. I've done it now, and I've sold my defender, so we've got to run back with Traore because we know he's quick and we're not going to be able to catch him offside. Van Dijk does well. You've got to track the runs. He's bringing his fullbacks really far forward again. I don't know if this guy's just sort of, well, you trying to get the goals, I guess, isn't he? But it's not the best idea to be doing what he's doing at the moment. So yeah, he's going to try and build attack. We know what he's going to try and do. He's just trying to find that run for Traore. So if we can match the run here, he's got no space to run into. So by the time he puts back, yeah, we know what he's doing. We know the guy's game. We know the guy's game. And Van Dijk can step across and intercept that. You know, I mean, playing FIFA for a while now has made me learn anyway, at least, how some people play. He's given up, I think. He's brought his keeper out. Don't know how I've not scored at least, 2 more goals here, but that's okay. It looks like he's going to rage quit soon anyway. But no, playing FIFA for a long time now, and you can begin to learn how people play. This guy loves going down the wing, which is understandable. He's got, Traore, who's absolutely rapid, and he's had no success through the middle. Okay, now look, he's exploited that space. He's caught my fullback out of position, so I bring my centre half across, only because there was no one else in the middle. If there would have been more people in the middle, I would have brought him across still a little bit, but not all the way, making sure that my centre half could still mark anyone in the centre if he was to cross it. But otherwise I would have brought my centre mid across. But no, at that time there wasn't really anyone in the box that was causing us any kind of issues, so it was safe to bring Van Dijk across, and that will end the game there. You know, we spoke about a lot today. This again, it's just general tips, having a chat about the kind of gameplay that you're seeing, the kind of things that are going on, why I'm doing them. As you can see, I think he had one shot in that second half in the end. Again, all of his shots, you know, there's like 6 of them there that are all from incredibly tight angles. And if you look at ours, there's 3 I think there that are far out of the box. Well, one's really far out. 2 that are outside of the box, and the rest of them are inside the box. One from a bit of a tight angle, but you know, 4-0 in the end. You know, this guy, he ended up becoming quite predictable. So you need to make sure that if that's the case, you need to be unpredictable and try to do different things each time you go forward. And if you're defending, trying to read your opponent, and if they become predictable, being able to nail that. Because in the second half, that guy didn't get anywhere near our goal purely because we knew the kind of player he was and the kind of way he was playing. But no, that's going to end the video, guys. So thanks very much for watching. I'll be uploading some more in the future. Give us a like and subscribe to the channel too, please. It'd be really appreciated. But for now, peace.